Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Today is Friday, October 9th, and it was a great day on the market. We had some positive news come out about the stimulus talks. Trump went ahead and tweeted some positive things, which got the market moving, and we broke some really important resistance lines on the QQQ as well as on the SPY. So overall, market ran up really nice today. There were some great moves to be taken advantage of. I have a really interesting trade to show you guys today. It was on GameStop. So as you guys may know, GameStop had a really big pump yesterday due to a partnership that I went ahead and announced with Microsoft. Now, it was a pump. There was a lot of day traders getting into that, penny stock traders pumping it up. It was definitely somewhat of a short squeeze. Now today, we continued that short squeeze a little bit, and then midday it broke down and started breaking some really important support areas and started to fade throughout the rest of the day. Now yesterday I took some call options, swung them into today, which I was up really nicely on, but then it went ahead and turned on me and I started to turn red on the position. Now in this situation, instead of just holding that option and losing money, I cut the loss and I went ahead and got into some put options. I was confident that GameStop would continue to fall as it was breaking some important support areas. So rather than holding that position and not thinking both sides of the trade, I went ahead, got out of my calls and went ahead and got into some puts. So I want to show you guys exactly what I was looking at, why I decided to go bearish on this trade, and sort of change my mentality on this trade rather than just sticking in one direction. I think this is important to go over on the channel, and for some of you out there to look at and sort of think about. You don't always want to get stuck thinking one direction. You might be bullish on a stock, and if it starts to turn on you, you want to make sure that you can think both ways and change your mentality intraday. So what we'll do, I'll break down exactly when I got these call options yesterday, when I decided that it was time to get out of these calls and went ahead and got some put options. Before we jump into it, make sure to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to the channel for some future videos and technical breakdowns of my trades. Alright guys, so I got the charts pulled up here, but before we jump into this, I quickly want to reiterate how important it is to be able to trade on both sides. You want to be bullish and bearish. You want to have a neutral mindset when entering a trading day. A stock can go up, a stock can go down, and there's money to be made both ways. If you're only looking for an upside trade, you're missing out on some opportunities. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how I changed my mentality intraday here on GameStop. Hopefully something that you guys can learn and take away into your own trading. Alright, so here is the 1 minute chart on GameStop. So this is yesterday, this is Thursday, and this is Friday. So looking Thursday, right here, you can obviously see the big pump that we had, right when the announcement was made. So we had a big pump, market was halted, obviously a lot of people jumping into this. We found support here and sort of trended higher throughout the day. Now this really, this trend here was strong, it was a bullish trend, and I wanted to try to see if we can get some continuation into the next day. So what I did was I went ahead and bought some call options right before the market closed. So right here at 353, I bought 2 GameStop call options, $14 calls for next week for $1.37 each. I alerted that in the Discord chat. I showed everyone that I'm buying, a GME call. I'm risking less than 1% of my portfolio, so something really small just to take advantage of this move. And I'm looking for a continuation into tomorrow. So I alerted that. And I know some people got into this with me as well, and we had some nice profits in the morning. So looking at the next day, what you guys can see is we sort of fell down in the pre-market, but then right when the market opened, we consolidated and we got another short squeeze right here. At this point, when we were squeezing up nicely, I was up pretty comfortably on this position. So I posted my gains here. I was up just about 50% on that call option intraday. And I was holding it. I thought we would continue to squeeze higher because it was a penny stock. A lot of people were in it. There was a lot of shorts in this stock. The short interest was very high. And I thought if we continued to squeeze like this, we would see some more upside. So unfortunately, we hit a high of 1470, and the rest of the day we sort of turned down. And these call options were starting to lose some value. Looking at the technical analysis on this chart, we can see that we topped out basically right where the after hours topped out on Thursday. So almost a double top here, right intraday today on Friday. So we hit that double top and we started to sell off at that point. Now I was still holding this and I was still riding this contract because I thought that, okay, we might consolidate a little here, but I think ultimately we'll break through this previous resistance and continue higher. Now what happened was, obviously you can see that it did not happen. The stock was falling, and I went ahead and I took my loss. So I took a loss here. I sold 2 of them at $1.03. So just about a $60 to $70 loss on these contracts. Now what I did at this point was I thought, this starting to look pretty bearish. This stock was looking bearish, and I wanted to take advantage of both sides of the trade. I wanted to change my mentality and start to get into some put options. And I'm going to show you why I got into put options. So if we break down the technical analysis, I got into these puts at 1:14 p.m. So right, middle of the day. So if we break down 1:14, and I'll show you when I went ahead and got into these puts and the reason why. So looking at Friday and breaking down some of the technical analysis that was occurring, what you guys can see is we had some really strong support here around 1260. So we had a triple bottom. You had 1, 2, 3 bottom here at 1260, found support. Once again, we broke through that and we found support right here at the intraday high. So here's a high, we found support right here. Middle of the day, we found support and bounced off of it. So that was great, that was bullish. But over here around 1 o'clock, you guys can see that we came down, tested it, bounced off of it, hit the VWAP. So this is a very important area. You can see we bounced off this previous support, we tested the VWAP, we failed, and then you can see we automatically fell down lower. So at this point, I was starting to get very bearish on the stock. I was holding calls. I thought it was about time to get out of these and start to look for the downside trade. You can see that at 1:14 is where I got into these. So right around here, I went ahead and got into these put options. So we broke through this really important support area that was previous support 1 time and 2 times. I broke through it on this big red candle, and that was my indicator to go ahead and get into these put options because we're breaking some really important support areas, and I no longer was bullish on this stock. I was bullish. I was trying to take advantage of the short squeeze, but once I saw this fail and once I saw this double top up here at 1480, I said, okay, it's time to get into some puts. This stock is starting to look very bearish. So in the Discord chat, I pulled up and I said that I'm getting some GME puts. I was talking in the options chat where we talk all day about stocks and options, saying how this stock was starting to look pretty bearish and we're breaking some important support areas. So I took a loss on the calls. I said how the bears may have won this fight here. It looks like as of right now the bears are winning this. So I got into some puts. I got into 2 October 20th $13 puts for $1.15. So if I pull up that trade here, right here is where I got into them at 1:14. And right now I'm sitting up 43% on this position, up $97. So I was able to fight back, change my mentality from bullish to bearish. And what we can see throughout the rest of the day, we continuously fell lower, making basically a stair-stepping pattern down until market close. And right now, after hours, we're down to around 1160. So that downtrend is continuing. Now, why I was able to continue to hold these, if you go to the 5-minute on GME, looking at the 5-minute, and if you guys have been following my channel, you know that I used a 9-period exponential moving average. Once we broke this VWAP, very clear fail right here at VWAP, and broke this intraday support around 1340. Once we broke that, there was not a single time where the stock price stayed above the 9-period exponential moving average. So we tried to test it, we failed. We tested it again, we failed lower. Tested it here, failed lower, and that pattern continued through the rest of the day. And I was very comfortable holding these because every single time I checked this stock on the 5-minute chart, there was no sign of a reversal to the upside. So I continued to hold it, and once I saw this break of this very important pre-market level, so right here, pre-market level, broke right through it, right here, tried to retest it, failed, once again to the downside, and I'm holding these puts into next week. So right now, I'm still holding the position. It's an unrealized gain of $97. You guys can see how this turns out. On Monday, check GME. You can laugh at me. You can celebrate with me. We'll see how this stock goes. But the reason I'm holding this is because we have some more downside to be had. Looking at the last few days, we gapped up to around $11 a share, found support, and continued higher. So what I'm looking for is a retest of this $11 support, where hopefully I'll go ahead and execute my put options, get out of them, and take my profits. Before we jump off of the computer, I quickly want to show you guys the Discord chat. It's the first link in the description below. Over 1,200 traders in here talking on a daily basis about options trading, stock trading, investing for the future. Just a great family here to talk every day about the market. Now, I post all my trades here. I post my technical analysis every single day. I post my small account challenge that I'm currently trading in. And we have associates and analysts posting their trades as well. So if you guys are looking for a group of people to talk about the market every day, talk about options, learn more about options, and see some of our trades that we take, make sure to check it out. The first link below. We had a member, Ray. He's a great guy. He's been in this chat since the beginning. He called out a stock today, JKS, which has been on an absolute tear lately. I got into some call options. I'm up about 75% on them right now. And there is no way I would have found this stock if it wasn't for him. So honestly, without this chat, I would not be where I am today. I wouldn't be taking the profits that I am in the market. So if you guys want to join and see some more people, talk to some more people about options, and join a really tight-knit family, check it out. First link in the description below. All right, so there is the breakdown of my GME, my GameStop calls and puts that I went ahead and took yesterday into today. You can see how I changed my mentality after seeing some of those technical breakdowns, changing my mind, thinking that this is now turning bearish, and taking advantage and fighting back on the loss that I took on the calls. This is an important thing to have when you're trading, to be able to think both ways. And I hope that after watching this video, you can sort of see how I went through that process. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash that like button. It'll help out the channel and it will help out this video. Get to some more eyeballs and hopefully teach some other traders out there. If you want to stay tuned for some more videos, subscribe to the channel, press that bell notification so that you guys know every single time that I post a video. I hope that you guys are enjoying some of the more frequent uploads. I really appreciate all of the support. We just went ahead and passed 12,000 subscribers. So get out there, have a great rest of your weekend, guys. Get ready for Monday, refresh, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.